Hey everybody, welcome to Yacht Industry News, Season 5. I'm so excited. Oh my God, can you believe it? By the way, we have a new studio coming. I'll tell you about that in a minute. We're also going to talk about married captains sleeping with stewardesses. What should the crew do about it? And we're going to talk about all these accidents that have been happening in the yachting industry over the past 6, 7, 8, 9 months. Anyway, go ahead, George. Give me the roll.
Come on the boat! Come on the boat! Come on the boat!
I'm so happy to be back. Season 5, it's unbelievable. We got so much cool stuff going on. Chelsea's coming back. She'll be back in the next episode.
Hey Doug, I don't know about you, but I've basically taken all summer off. Season's coming up. We're all going to get busy again. It's the time to go back to watching the show.
Don't forget about the Yacht Industry News, Marine Data Solutions Crew Party. It's the largest party during the Fort Lauderdale Boat Show. 1,800 crew came last year. It is spectacular. We're giving away all kinds of free stuff. And guess what? We all have to thank Marine Data Solutions for that because they are one of our huge sponsors that takes care of this.
Come on the boat!
Elite AC just finished all the work on Renaissance. We just did this huge refit. The damn thing's like an ice box. You guys have to check them out. I'm not joking. They did a really great job. I also want to give a shout out to Captain Lucas. Captain Lucas is running the brand new Hargrave 102/108. That's because it's got a big swim platform. And he just did a 44-day transit from the Great Lakes down to Fort Lauderdale. Welcome home, Lucas. I know you dodged some storms out there. Unbelievable. Took a brand new boat up and back, and good job, good job. Enjoy the warm weather because I know it was cold up there. All right, we're going to get into what's going on in yachting. Yachting has had a terrible year. I'm going to explain stuff. Okay, we had a sub go down.
According to an extensive report by Wired, new details are coming to light about Stockton Rush, the Titan itself, and OceanGate's somewhat lax attitude towards safety and testing.
A loss of life on the Titanic. That's not really yachting, but it kind of falls in. We've got a 122-foot motor yacht that sank in the Chesapeake, took on water. They grounded it, and she rolled over.
You can see how dramatic this is. The Coast Guard says 5 people were on the boat, all okay.
We've got super yachts colliding in the Mediterranean. Venus, Steve Jobs' boat, he never actually got to see. That was 78 meters. And then it was involved with a 105-meter motor yacht. Now, there's a lot of speculation, and I'm going to be the first one to tell you, I am not going to armchair quarterback any of these. This is not why I'm bringing this up. There's enough armchair quarterbacks or armchair captains on the internet to fill you in. I'm not qualified to comment on any of this because I wasn't there. But there was a wind shift and the boats hit. Not a big deal, but there was nobody on the bridge, so that kind of raises some question. Then 90-meter ran into a 31-meter that was an anchor over in Turkey. These are just the tip of the iceberg. This has been going on. We have a 94-meter that laid alongside 17th Street Bridge in Fort Lauderdale. Okay, a lot of these problems seem to be related to control failure. By the way, the freighter that hit the Baltimore Bridge said it was control failure. They said loose wires, tripped a breaker, and then the whole ship. I can't imagine a breaker shuts down the whole ship, but apparently that's what the reports are saying. What's this all add up to? I mean, did I miss anything here? Oh, boats over in the Med sinking because the garage doors are left open. Listen, and then we got the really bad one. We've got the Perini Navy, and I love Perini Navies, that rolled over in a storm, started taking on water. And I'm not going to comment about that because there's so many experts online that know so much about it, even though they weren't there. And we really, our hearts and prayers go out to the families that lost lives during that. But the whole point is, yachting, we're seeing all these things happen, and there's got to be a reason. This wasn't happening before. These are just the big ones. There's hundreds more of smaller incidents. What I can tell you right now is, as a community, as a yachting group that we are, regardless of your nationality, we need to tighten things up. All right, first thing, captains, you need to do training. I've heard from so many crew members, I was on a boat 6 months, we never trained once. Captains, you've got to train your crew. And you know what? You can take that to a certain level. Crew members, you've got to train yourselves up. MPT is a beautiful place to get trained up for this because they do everything over there. Everything. And matter of fact, one of the editors of this show is an instructor over there. And we, as a show, will be happy to guide you where you need to go. The boat should get trained, the crew should get trained, the captain should get trained, and everybody just needs to step it up. You've got to train for these kind of accidents. And I'm not saying it's going to change anything, but you got to do the best job you can in these situations. Second of all, it seems like everybody's just kind of going through the motions. They're kind of like, I'd rather take a selfie or do this. You have to have your head on a swivel. I don't care if you're the deckhand or the captain. You've got to have your head on a swivel. You've got to walk by and go, well, the engine room watertight doors open. It's not my problem. Okay, these things happen. There's a series of events before things get critical. If a boat rolls over and sinks, but if the engine room hatch door is open, or if the seal is bad and you've known the seals around the watertight door has been bad for 6 months, it's no big deal. But when you start to take on water, it is a big deal. From the deckhand to the captain, we need situational awareness. We need to really tighten that up. Why is this happening? I don't know. My opinion is nobody even writes their own resume anymore. Where do I get a good resume written? People are getting hired on the resume, but they didn't even write the resume, and the resume doesn't reflect who that person is because somebody else wrote it. The resumes are getting so embellished now that we're having a hard time understanding what your qualifications are. And then when you get in that position, it's like a deer in the headlights. Oh, we didn't do that on the last boat. Who the hell cares? You said you did it on the resume. So hiring needs to be stepped up. Training needs to be stepped up on the crew. There's nothing more that you need than experience, and getting experience is getting out on the boats. All right, more on this later, but we've got to have, by the way, it's not just us. Airplanes are hitting each other on the run on the taxiways.
An Airbus, a Delta Airbus that was heading to Tokyo with about 222 passengers on board, its wing essentially hit a regional aircraft that was going to Lafayette, Louisiana.
Another plane, a door fell off because there were no bolts. Now, why wasn't there any bolts holding this damn door to the fuselage? Was the guy on their phone, or was the guy more concerned about what else was going on in life? It seems to be in the world right now that everybody's just going through the motions at their job because they've got something else on their mind that they want to do. That's just my opinion. All right, we're going to jump into Crew Corner. Okay, as always, Crew Corner is brought to you by Marine Fluid Analysis, Amsoil Dave. Amsoil is not real oil. Did you guys know that? It's fake oil. So you can just pour it in the ocean. Now, don't do that. I'm joking. It's oil. Okay, it's synthetic oil. Getting your oil checked by Fluid Analysis is cheap. Replacing a $250,000 to $350,000 engine isn't. It's a no-brainer. Get it done. All right, and there's a phone number. You can check it out. Now, what do we do? I've been cruising the internet, and we're going to do this a lot more because there's a lot of problems. There's a lot of complaints about crew not getting paid these days. There's a lot of complaints about fake crew agencies, which I tend to agree. Sometimes stewardesses fail miserably at yachting, and then they open up a crew agency. They have like 6 months in the business. They think they know it all. That's probably not a good crew consultant or a placement person. But anyway, okay, the one I picked, I'll read it word for word. What do you think, this is from a crew member on the boat, what do you think the appropriate consequences should be for a captain who's having a long-term affair, cheating on his pregnant wife with his stewardess on the boat, who then he continued to employ after the wife discovered what has happened? It's got a lot of traction, about 150 plus comments. Most of them were like, none of your business, move on. Some people got really heated about this and like, how can you do that? We work for the owners. The owners need to know. I'd call the owner right now and let them know. All right, I'm going to tell you, I've been doing this a long time. I've been in that situation with crew, not me personally, but I've had crew do that. Did I fire the guy? No, because I'm not the morality police. He did a good job. I would never go out and have a beer with him. I would not hang out with him. He would not come over to my house. I've actually told him to his face that what I think you're doing is disgusting. Okay? And as far as casual relationships on my boat, they're not allowed. So cease and desist immediately or you will get fired. That's all you can do. All right? Now, casual relationships on a boat are bad news to begin with because what's going to happen when you guys break up, especially if it's the captain? Oh, the stewardess, she just got fired. Why? Well, because we didn't hook up anymore. Long-term relationships are completely different. It has nothing to do with this. The fact of the matter is, this is none of our business. what this captain's doing. I'm just going to recap for a second. Well, because this has been online now, the whole world knows. The captain obviously knows. The stewardess obviously knows. And it's been reported that the wife knows. So basically, all the people involved in this situation, well, the baby doesn't know because it's not born yet. Basically, everybody who's involved in this situation is aware of the situation. And if his wife is okay with him employing his mistress on board, that's her problem. Now, I do not condone this. I think it's disgusting. I think that it is low-life stuff, and I've never gone for this crap. But it's none of our business. It has nothing to do with us. If he's boinking her on the bridge while we're underway and the boat's veering off course, that's a different story, okay? If he's not doing his job because of the things that are happening, that's a different story. But if he's doing his job as captain, and trust me, nobody's gonna like this mistress on board, because she's gonna have this, oh look, I'm dating the captain, now you do what I say. Okay, that's a whole other story. But as long as he's doing his job and he's not affecting anybody's career, work, whatever, you got to let it go. Don't go out and have a beer with him. I would be like, you're disgusting. I literally told my guy, I go, what you're doing is totally disgusting to me, but I'm not going to fire you. So it sucks. It's gross. It happens. I know. I hate to say that, but on the other hand, it's none of our business. So the answer is get another boat or learn to live with it, or wait. This is all going to blow up. Believe me, sooner or later, this is all going to explode, and he'll probably lose his job, and the stewardess will lose his job, and he'll get a divorce, and then it's a whole mess. Anyway, that's it for this week. You guys have to stay safe out there because there's a lot of crap going on the yachts. Please, head on a swivel. Keep your eyes out. Be safe. I'll talk to you next week. Thanks. See you season 5. Bye.